Laugh. So, last time I was up here, I was telling y'all a story about my dad shot himself in the chest with a nail gun. I was home on leave. Hold on. There we go. I was home on leave in the middle of my deployment in Iraq, and the entire time I didn't see not one person get shot. Until I got home on leave, my dad shot himself in the chest with a nail gun. So we get him to the hospital, and the surgery goes fine, everything goes fine. The next morning, my mom has to take my little sister to school, so my mom's like, will you go take your dad some food, some breakfast? So I picked up my dad some Whataburger, and I took it up to him, and when I get in there, his roommate, or the guy next to him, is just growling, just roar, roar. And I get in there and I'm like, Dad, what is that guy doing all night? He's like, I don't know why. So I go get him some ice from the nurse's station, and I notice the nurses are calling that guy Johnny Depp. And I'm like, why do they call him Johnny Depp? The guy was coming down from a drug overdose, and he thought he was a pirate. So all night the guy was going, so their growls turned into R's. And the more I listened, he thought he was a pirate. All night my dad had to listen to "Arr, matey, arr." So yeah, don't do drugs. You'll think you're a pirate.
I am a pirate.
Oh yeah. So, when my mom had me young, and when she had me young, you know, it kind of drove her a little crazy. So I don't blame her for being a little insane. So when I told her that my wife, or my ex-wife now, was about to have a baby, she immediately goes, I'm not going to be called grandma or meemaw or mama or anything like that. So I was like, well, what's my children going to call you? And they go, Tracy. I'm like, no, my kids ain't calling you Tracy. So we're watching Pineapple Express. Anybody ever seen the Pineapple Express? Woo! Okay, the entire time, James Franco's character is talking about having to change his Bubby's clocks. So I was like, there you go, right there. My daughter can call you Bubby. So because of the pot dealer in Pineapple Express, my daughter, who's now 15, has been calling my mom Bubby because of Pineapple Express. So she refuses to be called that. And then when my daughter was born, she turned into a completely different person. I was like, this is not the mother I know. She was buying my daughter all kinds of shit. This is the same woman that beat me with a water hose because I set the front yard on fire. And then when I asked her about it to get some details, she's like, oh, it wasn't that bad. When you say it ain't that bad, it was pretty bad. All right, and I'm thinking, well, what did you hit me with? Because one arm had me, the other arm had the water hose. Something was hitting me. You didn't grow like a third arm out of your chest to beat me, did you? So, yeah. We went to go tell my grandmother, my mom's mom, about the baby. And, for purposes of this story, y'all must know my daughter's half black. That will come into play in a minute. So we go tell my grandmother, and she was so excited. She's like, oh, I'm about to have a great grandchild. She's like, it's my first great. And my mom's very hard of hearing, so she heard grape, like the fruit, G-R-A-P-E. So my mom's like, grape? Is that some old racist term for a mixed kid? My grandma's like, what? No, great. So now, up until my grandmother passed away, she was my grandmother called my daughter her little grape. Because, you know, my mom thought she was being racist. So, thank you. That's my time for tonight. Y'all have a great night. Drive home safe.